Okay, I want to show you how to create a Google form to share your written events to other adults to try to get feedback in a very quick, easy, and efficient way. So, couple of things. First, you want to fix your paper from districts, right? So fix that up, fix based on what your judge said, and then I will actually share those out just in case you haven't picked them up. But once you fix it, okay, you're going to download it to your computer. So in this example, I have downloaded, um, I believe, Grace and Faith's from last year. Okay, yeah, so it's from last year. So now what you're going to do, you're going to want to create a Google form. So on your Google account, okay, you are going to click New Google Forms and do blank form. Now, you are going to name it whatever you want, but I would probably name it something that actually makes sense. So in this case, I'm going to put BOR date feedback after districts so that I'm not confused. And I'm going to put the date because some of you might do the same exact thing next year. So I'm going to put okay, so I put attached, you'll find our paper from districts. If you could please look over the paper and score us appropriately. Please give us as much constructive feedback as possible. You're going to want to try to share this with people that are actually going to grade it hard, to be honest. Okay, so you can do it two ways. You can do paper from this, and you can click right here. And if you have it connected to like your Google account, you can click share and you're going to put anyone with a link. You're going to copy that link and you are going to highlight where you want it to go. You're going to hit insert link and you're going to click OK. Or you could do maybe that's the only way you can do it. Okay, so then what you're going to do, you're going to go to your competitive event. Theirs last year was business service operations research. So you're going to go there, you're going to look at the guidelines, and hopefully you guys know where your guidelines are at this point. You are going to, if I were you, if you have a different topic each year, I would put, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I would actually download these guidelines or also put this. So paper from districts, face, and I am going to, I copied that. Oh, they're not going to be able to get that. Okay, so I copied this, or yeah, I copied that, and I'm going to come and I'm going to insert it. Now I'm actually going to make sure that that link works because sometimes I'm nervous that they can't read it. Okay, it works. So I put the guidelines, right? Then what you are going to do is you're going to scroll down because this is your written paper. You are going to put the rubric, okay? So I am going to come back over here and I am just going to put executive summary. And then I am going to put 1 to 10. I'm going to put no value or exceeds expectations, right? Just like the rubric. Okay. And then actually, if you duplicate that question, you can then do description of the business. Okay. And then this one is 3. Okay. Which makes it easier in a second because once you duplicate this, it's still the introduction, right? So you're just going to copy this part and you're going to change this part and you're going to leave it at 3. And then you're going to do it again and you're going to do this part. You're going to also leave it at 3. And then you're going to duplicate it again. And this time we're doing research methods used in the study. Okay. And we're going to copy this. Don't copy the number though, because they're going to get real confused. Okay. So 1 to 5, I think is what that's, no, 1 to 4, I'm sorry. So 1 to 4. Okay. And then the next one is also 1 to 4. Okay. And then you're going to duplicate it. And then findings and conclusions of the study. Okay. And then that is also 4. And some of you, this might be easier or harder because of um, how your rubric is. But once you do it once, it'll be easy. And then you'll be able to share this with as many people as you want. I highly recommend you share it with at least like 5 different people. You're going to want to share it with different types of people too. And if your mom is like the nicest person in the world and she doesn't want to hurt your feelings because you're her baby, then probably don't share it with her. I'm not trying to be mean, but tell her like absolutely need constructive feedback if you do. Because keep in mind, your judge is all different types of people. And typically they're like your parents' age. Okay. So you want to share it with multiple people so that you can get a good thing because you never know what kind of judge you're going to get. And to be honest, if say like only one person out of the 5 or 6 people you shared it with actually said something and you're like, well, I actually really liked that section. So like maybe they said your colors were distracting and only one person said that, then maybe you don't fix that part. But you would want to fix it if all 4 people said it, right? And then I kind of do want to give you guys some feedback. To And then also, I will look at it once you fix it. Like, I want to be the last person that looks at it. But I do need to look at it pretty quickly because life's going to get busy, right? And also, I wouldn't necessarily care more so about the numbers. So some of you are like, oh man, I made an 86 or something. Okay, well, don't look at the numbers because some judges don't take off very many points, but they still don't like it. So look at anything that doesn't get you full points. Okay. Okay, that one's 4. And then appearance. Actually, I'm kind of shocked that that's only 3 points. Okay. But oops, copied the wrong thing. Okay, so that's only 3 points. And then I would add a box where they can put short answers, and I would put, what are some of, what are some things I may have been using? Actually, learn how to spell. Okay, but that's the great thing about spell check. Okay, so now you have all your responses, right? So I put what they wanted to do. I put your paper. Okay, so you're going to put your paper. You're going to put the guidelines because they need to know what they're scoring it based on. Okay, then you have all your questions and your rubrics, right? Now, make sure on your settings, depending on who you are sending it to, you want to go to responses. And like, for example, mine, they can submit another response. Also, it will say that they might have to sign in. I'm on my Conroe ISD one, so it might ask like, do you like, just make sure that none of these are on if you don't want them to be on, because sometimes it'll say like, can only allow Conroe ISD to do it. And if you share it to like your mom, it's not gonna work, right? So none of my settings are on, so that's a good thing. Now you have to click publish. And now this is where it says responders, anyone in Conroe ISD. Well, I want other people other than Conroe ISD. So I'm going to click that and I'm going to put anyone with a link. Anyone with a link can view it. Now it does say editor view is restricted, because that means that I only can edit this, right? Because I don't want people to be able to change my rubric. But anyone with a link can respond. I'm going to hit done. And then I'm going to hit publish. Once you do that, then you can click copy the responder link. I always shorten it because it's so long. Okay. And then you could email it out to people, right? Or text it to them, whatever. Now, once people start responding, if you click on responses, you can link this to Google Sheets. And then once people respond to your form, you'll be able to see what they say. Okay. So it has all your questions there and some feedback. And if you wanted to, you could also just put in that first question so that you know who to ask if you're like wanting to, just in case. I wouldn't make it required just in case somebody doesn't want to share their name. Okay, but I would put their name so that you can contact them in case you have questions about what they scored. Does that make sense? So you want to share your paper out and make sure that as many people as possible can give you feedback. I would say no more than 10 though. Too many people giving you feedback, you're going to be overwhelmed. But you do want, I would say 5 to 6 is a good number of people to look at your project, because then you don't, then you have feedback. And I would choose all different types of people so that you can figure out what you want to change before state.